Hello, hello. Welcome back to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, I opened a few cards and we are talking about a situation here. Listen, if you have been here and you've seen the reading that I did like 2 readings ago, something like that, I talked to you about the North Node, right? This is when you are in alignment with yourself, when you are going towards your destiny, when you are in your um, soul path, destination, all of those things. Here we have the opposite vibe. We have the South Node. We are talking here about maybe someone that was stuck in their ways, in their comfort zone. I personally have nothing against the comfort zone, but someone who is stuck in a comfort zone, they are not growing at the end of the day, right? Um, so there is some kind of element of stagnation. We are in the second position, which is the position of connections, relationship, partnerships, all those kind of things. So it kind of feels here that we are talking about a connection here where things were not changing, right? Somebody was stuck in their ways. Um, yeah, they were stuck in their ways. Let's say it this way. Then we have Saturn here. With Saturn, we are talking about karma, in fact. So there is here some kind of element of karma, and it feels to me that it is related to the fact that we had a person that was truly stuck in their ways. They didn't want to change, they didn't want to see things differently. We are starting with Libra in reverse. So, we might be talking here about someone who was very superficial. So, when we are talking about superficial, first of all, I'm thinking about the court cards of the Pentacles in reverse, right? People who are all about image, about status, about power, about their looks. They like everything that they are like they might have a tailored image of who they are, but like relationships are maybe opportunistic. It's all about external things, right? There is no deepness here. So with the Libra here in reverse, this is what we might be talking about. Someone who is superficial, maybe a little bit narcissistic, maybe emotionally detached, totally. Um, yeah, this is kind of the energy that we have here. Then we have the Sun. Um, with the Sun, we might be talking about something that is seen. We might also be talking about the true identity of someone. So I like to see that. It's a positive card here. And then in the fifth place, which is the test and the change, we have mutable in reverse. Mutable is, in fact, first of all, for you to understand this deck, it is all about astrology. So all the terms that we have are related to astrology. The South Node, for example, this is where we are coming from. We are supposed to head towards the North Node. And I'm telling you that because of the word mutable that you might not understand. Mutable, at the end of the day, it is the end of seasons. What does it mean? It is an energy that is supposed to be flexible, right? It's the end of the season. We are flowing from one season to the other. So it's a pleasant energy, in fact, right? It's about transition. Here it is in reverse, right? So, considering what we have here, the North Node, the Libra in reverse, the Saturn, and the Mutable in reverse, we are truly talking here about a connection that was stuck because the person itself didn't want to change. They were stuck in their comfort zone. Everything might have been very superficial. And what I truly feel here, it is that at the end of the day, you as an individual, I'm talking to somebody from the collective here, we tend to be deep, we tend not to put all our attention on how our life looks from the outside because we are driven by our soul. So it kind of feels that at the end of the day, you have been dealing with someone that was operating from a very, very different place. And so we might be talking about one person, but we might also be talking about environment in general. Something that you might have felt over and over again, hoping to have deep connections, but finding yourself all the time with some kind of maybe you felt judged for your deepness. Maybe you felt that, you know, if you were turning to people in order to get some kind of advice, some kind of support, I don't know, they whatever they would say would be something that you could see on a quote on the socials, you understand? Like you might have gotten to a place where you didn't even want to talk to people about things that were happening in your life because you already knew what they would be saying, and it was like irritating because it was like a textbook phrase of somebody who has no understanding about the situation. They are not even listening to the situation. They are just saying something that sounds good, right? Something like that. But as said, I love to see the sun here because this is kind of telling me it is in the foundation, it is in the stability, so it kind of tells me here that maybe there is something about your true identity that is coming out here, right? About your core personality, who you truly are, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, if you are dealing, the south node is here, right? So, and it is in the position of relationship, partnership, and all those kind of things. So it kind of feel that it is something that was into the relationship or the relationships that we are talking about. So it kind of feel that you needed some kind of change, right? You needed things to be different. But it was not. It was not because it's kind of the person was installed in their ways and that's it, right? So first of all, let's talk about expecting other people to change, right? When a connection, a relationship is, there is some kind of issue, we might hope that there will be some change, right? But we always have to consider that we cannot force people to see things from a new perspective. If we are talking about someone who's stuck in their ways, they are stuck in their ways, right? And it's much stronger their need to be stuck in their ways than your comfort. So when a situation is not changing, a person is not changing, the only thing that you can do, it is to change something within yourself. So it might be changing the importance of this person in your life, changing your perception of what is possible with this person or with this connection, right? The change has to come from you because otherwise there is just more and more frustration for you, but also at the end of the day for the other person, right? So it just creates more and more tension and friction. So, you might want to fight for the connection, but at the end of the day, what the person is seeing, it is that you are fighting. So it's not pleasant, right? They might feel that you don't accept them how they are. And so they might become frustrated and angry with you. So at the end of the day, for everyone, the best thing to do, it is to operate this change inside of you. Whatever it means. Sometimes it means, separating ourselves from people. Because we know that whatever we need to be changed is truly so important that there is no way around it. But then, truly, it is about accepting the reality for what it is. And from there will come other answers, right, on what to do. Because as I'm saying that, we might be talking, for example, about your child, right? So it's not like a connection that you can just cut, right? But sometimes we have to accept, to release the control. It is about releasing the control. Because at the end of the day, even if what you want is good, you are still trying to have some kind of control over another individual, right? So let's see here what is going on. Let's get a little bit more information about all of that. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. If I'm talking if I'm talking about masculines or feminines, like for example, the kings, the queens, the emperor, the empress, the high priestess, the hierophant, all of these, I'm not especially talking about the gender, right? We are talking about the energy of the card, so apply it however it applies, and this reading can be past, present, or future. I kind of feel here, right, that we are mainly, if I'm taking it back totally to you, right, that what we are truly talking about here, it is your invitation to understand your environment here, understanding that some people are stuck in their ways, right? And you are not supposed to be stuck because they are stuck in their ways, right? With the Saturn here, we are talking about karma. So at the end of the day, and I tell you, I understand that it is coming from a good place, right? That you want things to be better, you want things to change, but you have to consider that there is here some kind of inability to let go of something, which is talking a little bit about control at the end of the day, right? Yeah, there is here with the sun full acceptance of who you are and whoever we are talking about is, right? And understanding that sometimes there is no adaptability possible, right? If we are talking here about someone who is not open-minded, right? You not being open-minded about the fact that they are not open-minded makes you closed-minded. You understand what I mean? So, anyway, let's get a little bit deeper into that. Libra in reverse, tell me. Very interesting. Very interesting. We have the death in reverse and we have the judgment. Yes, you understand. The most painful part, right? It is when you have a hard time to accept the reality. When you are fighting for change, right? Because there is, first of all, you are not happy in the place that you are, and there is an expectation all the time. When we say expectation, we might be talking about frustration. So there is here the element with the death card in reverse, there is no transformation. There is none. So you have to be able to accept the reality for what it is, right? There is an element of grief sometimes, you know? We have the judgment here. Death in reverse and judgment. It is just saying what I said before. It is like you have to let go of the control. right? Because this is what it is at the end of the day. I'm just looking if I can move the cards a little bit. Yes, I can. Okay. So, very interesting. Yeah, it is about releasing the need to create a change, right? If you see that there is no movement, there is no transformation, there is no willingness to change. I don't know if willingness is the right word, right? But at the end of the day, you see that there is no change. It is about you accepting this reality, right? And when you accept the reality, you don't have to operate immediately about that, right? Accepting a reality, let it get down into you, and you will already know what to do, right? Because if you accept this reality coming from a place of frustration, right? Because it might be frustrating because you are investing, you are trying, you want something to happen and it doesn't, so you might be angry and frustrated. This is not the time to take a decision. It is, okay, I accept this reality, so let it get into you, and then there will be something else. There will be a shift of energy, and this will tell you how to operate further on. And in different situations, it might be totally different. You know, if we are talking about someone, some people, you might just shift your perception about them or the connection, and that's it, that's all, and it's okay. And with other connections, it's not possible, and you feel the need to go no contact, you understand? Because the grief is it's not even the grief. It is because the person might be so toxic to you for a reason or another that if there is no hope of change, then I have to accept to let go. You understand what I mean? Okay, interesting. Anything else here about the Libra in reverse? King of Swords in reverse. It's very interesting because I already talked about the Pentacles in reverse, right? The court cards of the Pentacles in reverse. The personality of the Pentacles in reverse, right? There is something superficial, right? There is something manipulative. When people are using words in order to control their image, their status, all of this, there is some kind of manipulation here. The King of Swords in reverse, the Master Manipulator, right? This is somebody who will say empty words. You know, people might also make a lot of promises, you know. They do as if they are listening to you. They do as if they understand you. But it might just be that they are trying to maintain some kind of control over their feelings, their image, whatever it may be, right? This is also telling me when you feel those kind of manipulations, right? Even though we have the King of Swords here in reverse, it is a master manipulator. But I'm just taking it truly about a person who is operating from manipulation. You know, it's very often also people that are, at the end of the day, manipulating themselves, right? Total ending. Accepting the reality for what it is and put a total ending to whatever hope you had of seeing some kind of change. This is telling me there is no change. There is no change because you are not vibing the same. Whatever you feel the need of having in a connection, it's not what they need. They need something else, you know? Let's see here the South Node. This tells me karmic connection, right? Yeah, listen, we are talking here about someone who is all about look at me, admire me, support me. Might be somebody very, very protective of their image, exactly. We have the Six of Wands here. Yeah, they need the admiration and the support of people. This is what is guiding them. The Four of Pentacles here, yeah, it is holding on to something. And here with the Libra in reverse and the South Node, they are holding on their toxic ways, right? Yeah, tell me. The South Node, anything else? The Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's not somebody who will work with you. They won't. And I kind of feel that with time, they might truly get to some place of resentment towards you. Because even though your intentions are beautiful, I kind of feel that you are working on their nerves because you don't accept them for who they are. Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see the Saturn here. Tell me about the Saturn. The Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. I kind of feel here that we are truly talking about a life lesson for you. A life lesson for you. You might have invested a lot. I kind of feel that what we are talking about, it is the fact that you might truly project yourself on other people and not understand that some people are operating from very, very different needs than you. Their needs are different, their wants are different, and you might be in a place of, you know, at the end of the day, if someone, right, is oh, I'm sorry about that. Let's see if it continues. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but they are working. They are drilling. Okay, it seems like it got calmer here. You might have invested in being very, very patient, hoping that a connection would become whatever you wanted it to become, right? And I kind of feel that this is the lesson at the end of the day. You cannot change other people, so you need to change your expectations, right? Tell me here, Saturn, give me something more. Yeah, the lack of balance, you understand? I kind of feel, you know, because in the beginning when we are meeting someone, then we might project on them. We don't truly know them, and it might be very cool and it might be all, you know, it's light in the beginning. But with time, we start to see things that can bother us. Or we might have expectations that, you know, we spent so much time together, it was so much fun. For me, we were building a friendship when in fact they were just spending their time with someone. They are not building true connections. And you are a deep person, so you are building connections, right? And there is they are not on the same need. They are not on the same vibe. They are not, right? So you feel this kind of imbalance, and because for you, you have invested in a real connection, because for you, it's all about real connections, you are treating this connection as a real connection, when in fact, you are dealing with someone who is entertaining superficial connections. This is what they are interested in. And so when you are coming and you want something different from them, in fact, here what is said is see the reality for what it is. It is your lesson here to understand that they don't need to change. They don't need to change. Maybe it's comfortable for them there. You know? It's on you to change. On you to change your expectations, on you to change the idea that you can make them change. Right? Okay, is there... Wait, I want to shuffle here. it's interesting because I kind of feel that in a lot of readings we are talking about the energy around, right? And here we are truly talking about a life lesson for regarding ourselves, right? Let's see, Saturn. The Hangman, seeing things from a different perspective. It is exactly what it is, right? Instead of coming from maybe a hurt place, right? Because you might be coming from a hurt place. Why are those people not treating me the way that I am treating them? Why are they not making the efforts that I am making? Why are they not empathetic as I am empathetic towards them? Why am I always there when they need me, but when I need someone, there is no one? Why am I always proposing my help, and when I need somebody to help me, there is nobody, right? So it's more, okay, I know who I am, I know what I give, and I observe. I don't immediately give my all, right? I observe what is going on. Who am I truly dealing with? No projections, no, you know. Yeah, there is here truly something, a lesson to be learned about understanding that you will not be able to change other people, and it has nothing to do with you, right? Because you might also look from the outside and say, yeah, but those people, they are investing in other people but not in me, right? But it might also be because those other people are not so generous and easy access. So maybe they respect more those people because of that, which might not make sense to you, right? But if we are talking about people who are operating differently, so it might. And also, if truly you want to see a change all the time, as said, you might create frustrations in other people because you are clearly making them feel that they are not okay, that you are frustrated. And very often it's like, okay, you are frustrated, and then change something about you. What do you want from me? Right? Yeah. Okay. Tell me here, the Sun. Yeah, it's truly seeing things from a different perspective. Understanding when there is no balance in the connection and that you need to adapt yourself. Like people won't become the connection that you want. People can offer you some kind of level of connection that they are able to give to you. That's it, that's all. You take it or you leave it. Right? The Sun. Tell me. Yeah, listen. It's very interesting. The Fire of Wands, I was telling you that I kind of feel that those people, right, where you want to see the change and you get more and more frustrated because nothing is changing, right? They feel that you are in conflict all the time with them, right? This is what they feel. You are not happy. And I'm not saying that it's legitimate or it's not legitimate, but at the end of the day, when you are not happy, you need to listen to yourself and operate those changes coming from yourself. I'm not saying not to talk about what is frustrating to you. Talk about it. See what is going on there. Right? Of course, give a chance to a connection to evaluate. Right? It's important. But if you see that there is resistance, you have to let go, because otherwise all you are bringing to this person, it is bad energies, and it's on you. It's on you to find a way, take the time and find a way to put yourself in an energy where you are satisfied, right? Because at the end of the day, you get to such a level of frustration because the change is not happening, that the day that you are saying, you know what, I am done, those people trust and believe that they won't regret you. Because all you were bringing into their life at the end of the day, it was frustration. Right? So yeah, if you feel that there is a lack of stability, you need to take your time and think about it and what needs to change inside of you in order to bring back some kind of happiness, celebration. Because your frustration, the other person is receiving it as like go F yourself, right? I don't want to deal with that. Either you accept me as I am or you don't. But coming to me all the time with some kind of expectation of something that I cannot give you, you just make me feel like shit. You understand what I mean? So there is here truly something about you being able to... I kind of feel that there is an element of being able to detach yourself from people's reactions, of behaviors, or what they can offer in a connection, right? It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you until you are all the time trying to make them change, right? I know that for me, when there were conflicts in connections, so we might have talked about it, but when at a certain moment I realize that a person is stuck in their ways, right? I'm not asking people to change. Like, I accept the reality. So I can truly, cut people off, people that I was very, very close to. When I realize, because I don't want to be controlling, I don't want to force people into something. If I see at a certain moment it's stuck there, I won't insist. There is no... I won't put myself in the place of being the complainer, if the trust is broken, it's broken. That's it, that's all, Yeah. Okay. So, let's see here the mutable in reverse. It's truly this mutable in reverse here. It is truly talking about the lack of adaptability, the lack of being able to create the transition, right? Mutable in reverse. So interesting. The Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, we might be talking here about healing. We might be talking about the past. We might be talking about your inner child. Yeah, we might be talking about people of the past, or maybe people that should stay in the past. It might also be because I kind of feel that you feel frustrated in those connections. You might feel that there is no equal give and take. Maybe you are dealing with people who are truly in conditional connections, superficial connections, right? If you are somebody deep, relating at a soul level, for you it might be, you might consider that having those conversations and expecting the connection to evaluate in some kind of way, it is giving respect to the connection and to the person, right? So it's not that you are going there and complain to complain. No, it is in order to elevate the connection, to bring it to another level, right? To show how involved maybe you are and willing to also have those changes operate. But I kind of feel here that there is truly something about your acceptance of the reality. Understanding that nobody needs to change for you. They don't need to change for you. They cannot change for you, to be honest. A person can and will change if it's on them, right? We know how change is difficult, right? It is truly difficult. So it truly has to come from a place that they are tired about themselves. They are tired of their ways. And then they will make the change, right? It's like if I tell you now, from being somebody very deep and emotional and searching for those deep connections, I need you now to turn into being somebody who is all about status and image. It's not possible. You understand? It's not possible. Why would you want to do it? Right? For somebody else. No. No. So here, asking to people to become deeper, more emotionally involved, most people, when they are not there, it is because there are some kind of protections, some kind of fears maybe, you know? And this is deep shit. We are talking here about deep shit. So they won't do it for you. And as I said, your frustration is, at the end of the day, putting a bad vibe into the connection, right? And it's on you to accept to have superficial relationships with people who are superficial, right? Mutable in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. Yeah, listen. It's what I was talking about. People who are not doing the inner work, right? And it has nothing to do with you. You are not their healer, right? It's not on you. It's not on you. What is on you, it is to see that, accept people for who they are, right? And it doesn't mean embrace everyone, because people, when they were telling me accept people for who they are, I was like, no, like what, I have to deal with all those people that I cannot accept things that they are doing. No, it's not what it means, right? Accepting people for who they are, it is being able to see them for who they are. And then you adapt yourself, right? And by adapting yourself, it is placing them wherever they need to be placed. And some of them, it's not being placed at all. It is being placed far away, right? Accepting people for who they are, it is, for me now, it means accepting to see people for who they are. Accept to see people for who they are, and it has nothing to do with you. Accept. You see that you are not happy in a connection. What I did in the past, in fact, which was also a mistake, because the way that I grew up, I thought that if I'm not satisfied, I have no other choice. Or I accept people for who they are, or I have to leave. There was not even the conversation in between, right? Because this is what I thought. I thought that it's either I accept people for who they are, or nothing at all. Like, there is no middle ground. But with good connections, there is middle ground. And it is important to check if there is this ability for this middle ground. Because what I was doing before, it was very unfair at the end of the day, because I didn't even give the chance to someone, right? To show me maybe things that I didn't see, maybe understand where my expectations were wrong, right? I didn't even give them the chance to do that. It was not coming from a bad place. It was coming from a place of respect. If I cannot accept you for who you are, out of respect, I won't ask you to change. I will take distance, right? So I kind of feel that the discussion itself, it is important. It's important. But if you see that, you know, you are operating very, very differently, and you know, sometimes we are talking about people that you were very, very close to at a certain moment, but you know, with life, the connections might change, you know. When you were young and you had all your time, then yeah, then you could have been all the time together. But now that they don't have so much time, because they are busy with life, with work, with family, with this, with that, you know, you are not the priority on the list. Right? So it's also being able to see the evolution in connections, in relationships, right? Okay, let's go to closure. I feel that it's such an important discussion. An important discussion, right? Closure, please. What do you want to tell me to the collective here for the closure? Yeah, understanding when we are not aligned, right? Understanding, accepting, making the right choices, not expecting other people to do the choices, to make the choices that are comfortable for us. Tell me more here, please. Yeah, listen. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the World in reverse. Things are changing the moment that you accept that some people are stuck in their ways. Some people are stuck in their ways. It is truly about accepting the reality for what it is, right? Accepting to see people for who they are and not taking it personally, right? Because this is why it hurts so much, because we might take it personal, right? Why are they doing this to me? Maybe they are not doing this to you, right? This is who they are. Not being afraid to understand that sometimes connections are changing, that sometimes we have expected things from people that were never there. And maybe they were there at a certain moment, you know. People are changing, life is changing, everything is in movement, right? So if you see that the situation is stuck, you start to be frustrated, right? You have tried to talk about the situation, you see that nothing is changing, you need to change. You need to change, right? But once you accept the reality for what it is, take it some time, right? You don't have to react. You can say to the person, listen, I need some time right now, right? I'll get back to you later, right? I'm going through something and, you know, and give it time. Give it time, and then you will see how to operate with this new reality, right? Very often the phrase that I need to say to people, you know, if they are in a stuck situation in a relationship, you know, I'm telling them what happens if nothing changes. What happens if nothing changes? You know, and then people are all, what do you mean? Because this is the reality. What happens if nothing changes? Can you deal with it or you cannot deal with it? If you can deal with it, then okay, so it's worth finding a way to make it work. If you cannot deal with it, you need to accept it, because this is the reality. The change that you are willing to see is not existing. At least right now, it is not. And you know, people can also make promises, but you know, words are easy. And then when they don't provide on the promise, you are even more angry and more frustrated. So it's all about, if nothing changes, can you accept it? If it's a yes, it's great. If it's a no, then you need to change something, right? Is there anything more here? The Nine of Cups in reverse, the Devil. Yeah, Justice, listen. Taking the lead of your life, right? In your environment, they might be truly people, you know, that have some kind of arrogance. They are stuck in their ego. They want to be in control. It's all about what fits them. This is telling me that we might be talking here about somebody toxic in your life, right? That is also controlling, right? So anyway, it's about you taking the lead of your life, of your energy. Is the connection fair? Yes or no? If it's not, create the change, right? So listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was insightful, maybe even healing. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.